Hey everybody, Cyberspace Paladin here, and welcome to Let's Play Stinkoman 20x6. Happy 2021, everybody. I may not be recording this in 2021, but I thought I'd squeeze this Let's Play in, get this recorded, because this is a Flash game, and with Flash going to be discontinued in 2021, I thought I'd give it a proper send-off by recording this Let's Play of an old Flash game from homestarrunner.com. Now, for those who don't know, Homestar Runner is considered by many to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, web cartoon of all time. It's been going on since 2000, and I still remember the day that my brother came home and showed me the very first Strong Bad email we ever saw, and we were hooked on Homestar Runner ever since. But I understand that not everyone here is going to have watched Homestar Runner, so I will be giving some context throughout this Let's Play. And of course, please excuse me if I ramble on, because there isn't that much to this game, since it's mostly just a parody of old-school NES games and whatnot. But yeah, this is just such a fun game, and I'm excited to finally be able to finish it. Because, well, for those who don't know... Actually, I'm just not going to say for those who don't know, I'm just going to... If you'll pardon me, I'm just going to assume that there are viewers out there who don't know or understand what is going on here. But yeah, Stinkoman 20x6 was released... It was updated over the course of its original release. It just started with 3 levels, and then they would add a new level every now and then. And it was only recently that level 10 was added. And now, I'm gonna get to play it. But first, let's go through the rest of the game, especially since there were other levels that I wasn't able to finish, since I found them way too hard, personally. Thankfully, we do have a new mode available, which makes it a lot easier. In this version, you don't have to worry about losing a life whenever you fall off a ledge. You get extra health. Actually, why am I telling you? It's right there on the screen. Anyway, yeah, there's also a manual included with the game, but since it, like everything else in this game, is a satire of old NES games. Actually, no, I'm not really sure if it's satire. More like an affectionate parody of old-school NES games. The manual actually has some, like, inaccuracies, some bits where it's not particularly helpful, and even art and descriptions that are completely inaccurate, or otherwise misrepresent the content of the game. All played for laughs, of course. But I'm not going to be reading the manual, since I'm just going to jump right into the game. If you want to read the manual, well, I'm pretty sure that the Homestar Runner Wiki has it archived as well. They archive just about everything related to Homestar Runner, and I would just as much check them for updates as I would the Homestar Runner site proper. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. I'll just provide commentary and context for the inside references and other stuff as I go. Alright. Start with level 1, obviously. Yeah. There's a Stinkoman's catchphrase, albeit improperly rendered. It's actually are you asking for a challenge? But, again, since this is a loving parody of NES games, they're using bad grammar to represent, like, poor translations and stuff. Alright, so, here we go. Just sort of jump around this futuristic city and, head home. And don't worry about that brain robot, he's been defeated completely. Now, you know, I don't think he was supposed to be behind that tree. Ah, well. Now, Alright, and it feels so good to be playing this with an Xbox One controller. Thank goodness that Steam allows you to map controller presses to a keyboard. Otherwise, you'd be hearing my computer keyboard going throughout the whole video. That particular enemy type was always a pain. Careful now. Okay, now Stinkoman is based on a well, he's pretty much a parody of old action anime series and whatnot. He was created during one of the Strongbad emails. Definitely the most popular feature of the Homestar Runner website, in which Strongbad, one of the main characters, answers his fan mail, and he will also make fun of the sender and any misspellings they might make every now and then. Now, Strongbad originally started off as just the rival to the main character, Homestar Runner. Homestar being a terrific athlete, and Strongbad being a competitor who would always try to defeat him in athletic competitions, even by cheating. But as the site evolved and became less of a parody of old children's books, and eventually developed into its own unique brand of humor and entertainment, Strongbad basically went from being the main villain to just everyone's favorite hilarious masked wrestler. Like, Strongbad always thinks he's cooler than he always is. He has a tendency to overestimate himself, and yeah, he's just hilarious. I should have known better than to go for that health power-up. But yeah, Strongbad was asked by one fan what he would look like as an anime character, and the result was Stinkoman, which was Strongbad's creation based on his limited knowledge of anime and anime tropes. Of course, his most prominent feature is his blue hair, because, as Strongbad said, "You gotta have blue hair." And already, the decision to use new mode is paying off, because in classic mode, you lose a life if you fall into a bottomless pit. Let's see, there should be another health power-up. There we go. Actually, I don't want to chance that. Anyway, Stinkoman is one of the more popular recurring jokes on the site, because we'll occasionally get glimpses of the anime-esque future of 20x6, which is sometimes a TV show, sometimes a video game, and sometimes even an alternate universe. Although some fans speculate that it may actually be the distant future of the Homestar Runner world, in part due to a Strongbad email where Strongbad was asked about time capsules. And actually, that's pretty relevant too, because the health pickups were a reference to that specific Strongbad email. Strongbad was insistent that time capsules have to be literal capsules instead of like just a bunch of stuff crammed into a cardboard box. And Strongbad decided to include, well, not only did he make a literal time capsule, but he also put in a cassette tape of his of some songs that he himself made, in the hopes of sharing his awesomeness with future generations. Unfortunately, his plan didn't work out, because when Stinkoman ended up digging up the capsule, he opened it up, saw the cassette tape, and mistook it for a protein bar, or, in his terms, a power crunch. So, yes, Stinkoman just straight up ate the cassette tape. And Strongbad never got to... Strongbad never got to meet any adoring fans who time-traveled into the past to meet him. Oh well. But then again, Strongbad's plans never seem to work out the way he intends them to. Sometimes they don't work at all, sometimes they backfire, and sometimes they actually work in ways he wasn't expecting. But anyway, now that I've filled you in on the concept of 20x6 and why the power-ups look the way they do, we're on to the first boss, Tampo. And that brain robot, he wasn't done yet. And there's Stinkoman's catchphrase, properly spoken, albeit in garbled, compressed 8-bit audio, or an approximation thereof. But yeah, this is a very simple boss. Not that I'm doing a good job of fighting him. Okay. But yeah, each of the enemies and bosses has their own unique name. But it's only the bosses whose names I remember, because... Excuse me. Well, actually, because they were the enemies that stood out the most to me, and because every other enemy... I mean, that's a lot of names to remember. And Stinkoman mocks his newly defeated opponent. Something he only does twice in the entire game, actually, because after level 2, well, starting in level 3, he doesn't do that, because there's always a cutscene after the boss, starting from level 3 onwards. But now that Stinkoman's home and eating his, food... ouch. Okay, well, sorry, 1-Up, but Stinkoman doesn't really care about Pan Pan being kidnapped. He's more concerned about getting revenge on the chicken who apparently left a bone in his soup. I don't think it works that way, Stinkoman. Ouch. Keep try. Yes, I will keep try, even though that is not the proper phrase. Alright. So we got a bunch of mutant chickens running around. And, of course, right now it's our job to help Stinkoman get his revenge. He would totally get along with Team 4 Star's version of Vegeta, I'm betting. He's always concerned about challenging and fighting the challenge. Those are actual lyrics from Stinkoman's debut, in fact. They were set to the theme of Rad Racer for the NES. Challenge and fighting the challenge tonight. Everybody's fighting for the challenge and the fighting of the challenge and fighting. Well, I'm gonna stop singing, because that doesn't really fit with the very slow, steady pace of this level music. But anyway, yeah, we got our first glimpse of the actual main plot of the game. 1-Up tried to warn Stinkoman about Pan Pan being kidnapped, and oh yeah, to further contextualize who these characters are, Pan Pan is a variation of Homestar's friend Pom Pom, and 1-Up is Homestar himself in anime form. Now, despite what I said, though, Stinkoman isn't the most popular thing to come out of Strongbad emails. He's certainly one of the most popular, but, of course, the actual award goes to Trogdor the Burninator, Strongbad's badly drawn dragon, who has a single muscle-bound arm, and who breathes fire. Actually, what am I doing? You can just look him up, and if you don't know what Trogdor is, then you're missing out. Especially since they came out with the board game, which is really fun. Almost fell in. I just had to say it. Okay, that was good that time. Yeah, it's a good thing that they got new mode, or I'd probably have died by now. And not simply because of the difficulty, but also because I'm out of practice. I had no problem beating like the first 4 levels of the game, and then levels 7 and 8. 9 I was only able to beat a couple times. Darn it. But yeah, sometimes the collision detection in this game is a little off. And you might snag on objects if you're not careful. Here we go. Yeah, I've got to wonder, why... That was dumb. Anyway, I've got to wonder why Stinkoman has such a big kitchen in his house. Unless he actually lives in an apartment building or something, and this is actually like a shared kitchen or something. Well, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I kind of have to wonder what kind of apartment complex has the same kitchen area for all of the occupants. Maybe it's just a gimmick that comes with being the ultimate hero. Actually, no, I got the terminology wrong. In this case, it's actually the guy. Oh, I almost wasted a power-up. But yeah, when Strongbad initially created Stinkoman, we were given a little clip where 1UP asks him, "Hey Stinkoman, everybody says you're the guy, but I want to be the guy too!" And then Stinkoman tells him, "No way, you're just a kid, maybe when you're older." And yes, they do say it in cheesy voices like that, because, again, they were spoofing anime dubs and whatnot, particularly, like, the old 80s ones that were a lot cheesier. Actually, I'm not sure, but I seem to recall hearing that it was a spoof of the original 80s dub of Akira. The voice acting. Alright. Okay, power crunch. We should be at the boss right about now. Sorry. Now, that is one big chicken. Kinda looks like Big Bird almost, except not really. You know, I gotta wonder... Oh, hold on a second. Alright, now, sorry about that. I had to check my recording equipment. But yeah. This boss goes by the name of Brody. And, of course, you can only hurt him by attacking his head. And you gotta be careful, because not only will he try to stop you, but he will also try to come down and bite Stinkoman. Although, I've gotta wonder, it's like, exactly where is he coming from? Where exactly is he? He tricked me! Given the way that Brody's feet are just hovering in the air, and the fact that his head seems to come down from nowhere, like, it's like, how is he standing up? Well, I just like to think that he's He's just flying around above Stinkoman the whole time. Okay, I don't remember him being this hard. Yeah, I hope he doesn't take too many more hits, because I don't think I'll be able to... I don't think I can stand one more sneak attack. Ah, there we go. Defeated. And yet another laugh. And that's the last time we're going to see that in this game, because, as mentioned, from here on out, it's all cutscenes once you beat the boss. Alright, and here we have level 3, where Stinkoman, in his attempts to jump over a wall, finds himself flying through the clouds, trying to collect gold nuggets from raindrops. There is no context for this. This is just meant to be strange, I'm pretty sure. You know, I actually thought that the nuggets were... I didn't realize that they were supposed to be gold nuggets. For the longest time, I thought they were like chicken nuggets or something. Fortunately, the raindrops, they can't hurt you. But the same cannot be said for the clouds. Those will hurt you. Come on. But yeah, this level was mentioned in the new mode update notes, because it was a lot harder in the original releases. The hard part is getting your punches to connect, and also having to fly around. Yeah, I'd say you definitely jumped over that wall, Stinkoman. Alright, and now we've got to collect slices of bread. Unfortunately, this is the other annoying part of the level, because anytime you touch an object that isn't bread, you can't get hurt in this part of the level, but if you touch anything that isn't a slice of bread, then your item meter will go down. But fortunately, it looks like, yep, we got there. And now, boss number 3, Stlunko. Actually, now that I think about it, Stlunko does remind me of another, like, one of the extra recurring characters from the website. The Visor Robot. That's his actual name, according to the Homestar Wiki, since he's otherwise just referred to as the Robot in shorts. But they changed the name to avoid confusing him with another robot. But yeah, the Visor Robot and Stlunko do bear sort of a resemblance to one another, although Stlunko is significantly less humanoid in appearance. Okay, there we go. Stlunko has been defeated. And now, Stinkoman has a new power-up. Pan's still kidnapped. I'm going to rescue him. Whatever. And I'm borrowing your power crunch. Yeah, just bring it back in one piece. And I'm taking a shortcut through the lava zone. Lava zone? My power crunch! Come back! And now we get a little tutorial for this particular level, which is an escort mission. And come to think of it, this was probably how I became familiar with the concept of escort missions in video games. Although they were just as often called protect the idiot levels back then, since, well, typically the character you're supposed to protect is going to just wander into danger blindly. Like, well, actually, no, not even blindly, just seemingly, just outright apathetically, even. And not only do you have to protect one up from enemies that attack him and get in his path on the bottom of the level, but you've also got to worry about those enemies on the top floor who will shoot at you. And he just walked down an invisible staircase to his doom. Actually, now that I think about it, since we are kind of running low on lives, I'm going to try to show you some of the different game over screens that appear in this game, because there is one regular game over screen, but there's a few others that are specific to certain levels. Alright, and this level isn't one of them. Even though Stinkoman is technically... Well, even though this is technically a different form of Stinkoman we're playing as, we, excuse me. Now, even though this particular form of Stinkoman is treated in-game as a separate character, well, a separate playable character, he still gets the same game over screen as on the regular levels with Stinkoman. And yes, there is more than one playable character. We just won't get... Well, technically there... Yeah, technically there are only two, but I can't say much more without spoiling. I guess that's what I get for just rambling on. Been trying to kill time by, talking about random stuff. But anyway, I will try to show off the different game over screens whenever I'm able to. Alright. Not this time. I think I cut it a little close there. Alright, and whatever you do not want to end up on the bottom level by accident, because... Oh. I want to be the guy too! Yes, you do, 1-Up. But anyway, if you end up on the bottom level, then naturally the level will become unbeatable, because no one will be up on the top level to activate all the switches. Oh yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, 1-Up gets killed in one hit if an enemy touches him, or if he touches an enemy or other hazard. Alright. Alright, now this is one that you gotta be careful about not messing up. For aforementioned reasons. Alright, and they get a little clever with the puzzles here. And how those switches and platforms aren't just for 1-Up's benefit, they're for yours. Oh wait. I almost lost another life there. Okay, now sometimes I do get a little ahead of myself with case in point. I think that's a game over. Yep, that is. My stomach hurts. Okay, now that I'm back, as I was trying to say, I sometimes tend to think ahead of... I sometimes try to act ahead of the curve, but sometimes it backfires on me just as much with this level. But here we are. We're at the boss. No, you didn't. And there it is, some giant lava snake centipede thing. Single deuce! Reference to... Of course, that's a reference to Stinkoman's main attack, the double deuce. Basically launches energy blasts from both of his hands. Okay, now the hard part of this boss is mostly those flames that follow you around and try to attack you from above. And dealing with that, in addition to the boss himself, can be quite the pain. Oh yeah, I forgot. The boss's name is Sargiston. Actually, maybe it was Sargson. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure how to read the name. But yeah, in the manual, he wasn't given an illustration on the grounds that he was too awesome to be depicted. Of course, I remember when I actually saw the boss, I was like, "No, it's not." But again, a parody game with a parody manual. And, well, there goes Stinkoman's power-up. Gone to shreds! One up, don't be so mean. Man, he got lucky. And everyone has a good laugh. Alright. Yes, you are. Well, that's the first 4 levels of Stinkoman 20x6. Yeah. So, hopefully you've got a good idea about the game, and maybe some of the Homestar Runner stuff. If you liked this, you should definitely check out Homestar Runner. I would strongly recommend you start off by watching the Trogdor Strongbad email. Strongbad email 58 Dragon. Like, just that one. And then, I would recommend that you watch some of the other Strongbad emails. Or, if you wanted, you could... I would definitely stick within the first 100 or so. And if you felt like it, you could watch, like, some of the other stuff. Again, chronological order isn't necessary, but it does help you understand some of the inside references that the show does make. Like, they will have little inside jokes, running gags, things like that. And it's easier to understand them when you, it's easier to understand them that way. But again, it's mostly continuity-free, aside from a few specific, like, things that are kept around. Like, the different computers Strongbad uses, the occasional reference to an older tune, things like that. But anyway, I'll play the next few levels in the next video. I'll see you guys again. Bye!